This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to the session. In today's session, we're going to talk about the Jenkins webhook integration with the GitHub. So there are two different options. You can even integrate with the GitLab also. So GitLab is a capability where you are having the pipeline and you can make your own jobs there itself. So most of the things Jenkins work, what you are learning, Jenkins jobs, you can do within the GitLab itself. So that's why we'll look for the other option, which is GitHub. So generally, Git is installed in the projects, and they are going to work with the Bitbucket or GitHub or Git. So these are the three different options. In that case, how we are going to integrate, how that webhook is going to work. So what is a webhook, how it is going to work? First we try to understand, then we'll try to work on one of the experiment. So webhook is a web level or HTTP protocol. It is going to work on a REST SOAP SOAP level or SOA level post process. So if you look at the SOA services, if you want to work on the SOA SOAP request, there are different options: get, post, delete, uh, put. So these are all HTTP options to work with the your webhook or a web service. Okay, so webhook is just it's the one of the functionality which will interact with posting the events. Okay, so there are other options where you can, once you are going to modify your branch or you want to trigger whenever somebody, one particular uh, developer or master who is going to change, that time only you want to trigger. All those things are different options. So we are just using the one simple notification option. Whenever there is a change happen in the GitHub or in source code repository, the webhook is keep on polling. SCM poll is a one concept that is present in our Jenkins. So SCM polling is what it is going to keep on checking every 3 minutes. It is going to look, is there any change in the source code repository? So in the source code repository, something is changed. For example, you are having a README file. In the README file, you added one more line. It will automatically triggers a build. Or this is a just general scenario I'm saying. But if you are going to look at the real-time scenario where you're going to have the code changes, so the code changes are merged to the master branch. In that case, you want to run the build. So whenever it is running the build process, it has to compile, it has to create the war file, and it has to deploy, and that should be tested. So that is the overall scenario in real-time requirement. Okay, so that is how the notification will work. So for that one, we have post option. Webhook post will help us, and that notification will be automatically captured by the Jenkins. Okay, so to make this one, what we need, so you just create one project, freestyle project on your Jenkins. That is the first step. So then you are going to use the SCM, the source code management system, and there you can ensure you can add your repository URL. So git repository URL, you enter there. After that, build trigger. So when you are going to use a build trigger, there you have to select the GitHub hook trigger git SCM polling. So git SCM, something is changed in the source code, then it is automatically hooks and triggers this build trigger. So build is different, build trigger is different, right? So build, anyhow, that is the execution of the job. So build trigger is based on something happen, some event happen. So where is it happening? It is happening on your source code repository. Okay, so there are different options, but this one we are going to use. So GitHub source code polling option. Okay, so polling option is automatically works when time based. So once it is identifies there is something changed, then it will automatically triggers a build. Okay. So overall, Webhook, how it is going to work? It is going to work with the base of relay protocol, relay process. So this is a start process. User pushes the GitHub changes. So you can push using the git command. So git push and origin, then you're going to give the branch. Then it will go to the GitHub. So those changes will be keep tracking by Webhook. So Webhook, you are going to configure on your GitHub and on your Git in the Jenkins. So whenever it is going to trigger some push events, so whenever something is happen, then it is going to send the streaming request to agent. So Webhook relay agent is going to active, and then that agent will be sends that information to Jenkins. So when Jenkins receives this one, then it is going to ask that Webhook what is happened and which branch is changed. So it is just like publisher subscriber work. So Jenkins gets that information, gets the SCM code change, and it is going to work with the GitHub, and then it is going to create a repository and push that compiles, and whatever the job you have written, that will be executed finally. So that is overall scenario where Webhook works. Okay, so this is one of the interview question where DevOps guys asking about this, how to make automated CI or CD process. Okay, so this automated process is required for master branches, not every branch. You are going to specify which branch. That is also you can specify when you are going to tell to the Jenkins configuration. Okay, so when you are going to trigger that build automatically, it will work with that whatever you have chosen. But even then, you want to write something, you want to work on build, separate build one step next, then you can write the execute shell, or you can write the build post job. So two things are options you can use. So in my GitHub page, so what I have chosen, so when we are going to have the this URL repository, there you have to choose the settings. Okay, so this is the first thing you have to look for. Then in the settings, there are a lot of options in the left pane. So out of that, you have to select webhooks. Webhooks, it will, once you click that one, then you have the choice of add a webhook. So I have added this. This was the old one. So whenever you connecting to Azure URL you have to give, and at the end you have to use GitHub-webhook. So this is what required. So when this URL up and running, then you will be get the right mark here. And if you are not able to get or connect to this URL, then you will be getting failed or cross mark or red color you are going to get. Okay, and note that this whatever you are going to connect to the repository, that is a public repository. So these are the important prerequisites to build create a webhook configuration on your GitHub. Same thing you can do it on
So
lab also.
yeah, so Pawan, so the webhook is will be enabled only for the public repositories, not for the private repositories.
Yeah, for the private also you can do, but the only thing is you need to provide the credentials. You can add the credentials in the.
Okay.
So just for testing purpose, we are using the public repository. That will be easy to communicate. So if you are going to connect with the private repository, then you have to provide the authentication credentials. So in the last session when we worked with the Melvin system, we created the credentials, right? So Jenkins credentials we have created to connect to the node. Same way, you need to create the credentials that connects to the GitLab. So GitLab is having username password, right? Whenever you are connecting, GitHub is having username password. So that signing information we have to provide. Okay. Okay. So that is about webhook. So you have any questions? If you are going to have the private, then you have to use this username, password, credentials like this. You have to provide, and that will be creating a token. Okay. Anything else? So this process we want, yeah. So how this GitHub is connecting to Jenkins, that is a overall process how it is going to work. So some code is changed by developers that will be pushed to the project repository. So git push command you're going to give, then GitHub is going to receive the code. Once it is received in one of the branch or master branch, then you're going to use a webhook. Webhook is automatically pushes that event, and Jenkins is going to work on that. So you can run a pipeline or you can run a freestyle project, any project you can use, and notification will be sent as a payload. So that payload is nothing but the URL webhook, GitHub webhook. So that payload will be triggers as a notification to the Jenkins. Okay, so that is overall summary. All right, so that is about theory. Who is going to work on? Are you available, Krishna, or are you available, Melvin? Who is going to work on Azure, Jenkins, master slave available on your systems?
Pawan, maybe as already told you, right? So my Azure account is
Okay, you
blocked.
don't have.
So yeah, you're
Melvin,
right.
are you with me? So, Melvin, will you share?
Yes.
Okay. So, Melvin, you are the presenter. Please share your screen if you are ready with the Jenkins, Azure, and master slave, GitHub configured and up and running. Okay.
Yeah, I have the master slave, but I still have my error not resolved. Though. It keeps telling me the error I keep finding is no the
So,
Java
I told
location.
you on the other day, you just go with a new fresh VM
It,
for the client. So, did you try
yeah,
that?
no, I'm moving from one state to another. I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, so I just didn't get time.
Oh, you didn't do that. Okay, okay, fine. I
I
understand.
find that I'm moving with God's
Family?
well in Tennessee, so I'm sitting in a hotel room talking right now.
Ah, okay. So you are traveling.
Yeah, I'm moving from one state to another. It's a whole lot.
So which city you moved? You got the job?
No, I'm moving from Virginia to Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So
still working on it.
mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
all the best in the new city.
No, I used to be there. That's my hometown.
Okay. Okay.
Actually,
So now this VM is not having the, what is the problem you were facing right now? Can you just go to the Jenkins? I didn't check that. So these
okay.
configurations you have done, right? All the configurations.
Yeah, the basic thing is okay. Let's look at this. It's saying that
Uh-huh.
the Java version.
Okay, Java version is not taking. Okay, so did you install Java?
Yeah, there's Java there.
There is Java, and it is not pointing to this location. I think so.
There's no pointing.
And
I
so
changed
the
the
other day, Krishna was suggesting that this path should be changed in the file. Did you try that?
symbolic link.
Symbolic link. Did you try it?
Yeah.
That didn't work.
No, it's not. It's not. So even when you try to find a path for this Java, it's not there. So I don't know.
Okay, leave that. This is a Red Hat mission. Close this one and remove that node from the Jenkins and go with the Ubuntu box. So create a Ubuntu virtual machine on the Azure and do that part. So that is a pending thing that what I suggested in the last session, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So today's session is about the webhook. Okay.
So
So
we can still use it for webhook, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So can you try that webhook? You have the GitHub and you have the URL, and can you try
Okay.
any project which is all our public repositories, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So take that my project. Okay. So how do we configure? So webhook. In this one, go to settings, right? So in the settings, select the webhooks. Okay. Then add webhook. Okay. Give the password. Log into your GitHub password. GitHub password. Yeah. Now you are successful. Okay. So you need to create the payload URL, right? Okay. So now go to your Jenkins and take that host URL. Go to your Jenkins console. Okay. Copy that public IP address and 8080 port. Okay. Now go back to your GitHub. Okay. Then paste it over there as a payload URL. Then GitHub dash webhook. GitHub dash webhook. The
Okay.
URL should have the context. Yeah. GitHub dash webhook. Webhook slash. At the end slash. Okay. So the content type we had to select application slash JSON. Select it. Okay. So that's all. Nothing to change. So add the webhook and check. Okay. Scroll down. So what it is saying, it is still no right, no left. After the URL, before the URL, what you are seeing?
Right here.
Yeah, so here, what is the status?
There's a dot.
This is dot. Okay, go to the Jenkins. Okay, now we configure one job. Create new job, new item. GitHub integration, freestyle project. Don't give space. Give a dash or underscore, anything. Okay, so GitHub integration freestyle project. Click OK. So what next? I explained all the steps. So you do. This is GitHub webhook integration project. Okay. So Krishna, yesterday we tried the same thing again now. So let us see what steps you want to do now.
Yeah, Prabhu.
So what is this next step? Polling. Take it.
Select the SCM for the Git.
Source code management Git. Okay. Give the URL of the Git URL for which project you want to connect. Give the Git. Yeah. So there you can see on the top URL. Up to what it is. Yeah, paste it. Remove that up to the settings. My project.git. .git. URL. It's git.git. My project.git. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so now you can see that there is a branch, so it's automatically going to the master branch. So if something in the real-time project, there you need to mention dev or production, that branch name you have to mention over there. Okay, so that looks fine, which we have configured repository, that looks fine. Okay, and build trigger is you selected, right? GitHub SCM poll. So tick mark that build trigger. Yeah, done. Then save it. Okay. So this is the project, GitHub integration project. Go to your GitHub, check that one. Is the URL working as expected? In the GitHub, that tick mark should be right mark, right? So refresh. Actually, in GitLab, yeah, now it is good. You are good to go. So the right mark is required. So unless until that doesn't work, that is not right mark, then your webhook is not in active state. So now it is active state. In GitLab, you can test it. You can send a poll event and then see that is working or not. Yeah. Okay. So now we are good to go. So in my project, click on the my project. Okay. So if something is changed in this one, then it will automatically trigger. So any file you modify, let us go for the readme and edit that one and commit that one. Click on edit. Edit. Pencil symbol. Click on that one. Pencil. Yeah. Okay. So I'm doing wonders in the Jenkins, integrating with the GitHub, right? You always feel you are doing amazing things, right? Yeah. Full Jenkins integration with GitHub, targeting a big success. Okay, save it. So commit the changes. You can add your commit line also if you want. So there is a blank, right? So what is the message you want to give for that update? So the message update you can give update readme md is there. So you just write there, added awesome line, right? Adding awesome line.
Oh,
Okay, click on the commit changes. So directly you're committing. So generally in projects, we will first merge it, then it will go to the master branch. So right now we are directly hitting the master branch and updating that one. So this readme is updated. Now see in the GitLab Jenkins. Go to the Jenkins. So check refresh. Yeah. So it is automatically build is triggered now, right? So we didn't run that build now, but it is automatically triggered. How it is happened? Because of that SEM poll. Okay. So once that is executed, these instructions, Git instructions are automatically executed. So if you have configured the node, then all this fetching, git fetch, git init project, all those commands will be executed on the node on the slave machine. Okay, so right now it is executed on what? Master branch. Okay, so whatever you have in the my project, that is pulled, that is fetched into this location. So you just go to your master Jenkins master, go to this var lib this path work, copy that path, go into that directory and see what you have there. Jenkins master, git bash, right? You are using this in git bash, or are you using the
I'm using this, but
okay, reconnect, restart the session.
no, I think I have to get a new connection.
Connection.
Yeah, I have to get a new public.
Yeah, already. You created with the username password, or you created with the SSH key?
Yeah, I think this one was created with.
Okay. Your user, Melvin user. So I think you have. Can you just go to the? So you are able to connect. Okay. So now just go to your path. Yeah, you can switch to Jenkins if you want. Yeah, this is a path. Copy this path. Yeah, CD. And ls. ls-l. So these files all present in your GitHub. That is all automatically pulled here. So generally what you want to do in real time, you pull this SEM project into your node, and there you have to compile, there you have to create the war file or jar file. And then that should be good for the next job as a post build job. In the post build job, then you are going to use the deployment job. So that is all about how you are going to configure and run that one. Okay, that is about how Webhook is going to work. This is working successfully. Any questions on Webhook? How you are going to integrate? Can you summarize? Krishna, you're not looking right. So can you summarize what you learned today on this webhook integration, how it is working?
So the Webhook uses the REST and SOAP UI and SOAP protocols to when using HTTPS. So get post and there's operations that we generally do actually. So generally, whenever if anything changes with respective project in the Git, so the webhook, if we configure the webhook, so if any changes done in the master side, so once we committed in the master, so the webhook will using this what to say this REST or SOAP protocol, so SOAP methods. I'm sorry. So it able to push to the trigger the build actually automatically if we configure it with respect to Jenkins. So here the Melvin has created a hook in the GitHub, and then the same thing we configured the Jenkins as well. So and then we provide the URL in the GitHub, and then the Jenkins URL with the GitHub hyphen webhook as a context, and then the same thing he provided the GitHub repository URL in the Jenkins. We have to integrate. So when here Melvin has changed the readme file which is in the GitHub and committed. Once it committed in Jenkins, so the build automatically triggered with that. And then what are the changes in the GitHub? So the same changes has been seen in the push to the Jenkins master VM here. So with that, with that it is completed. Actually. So that's the family.
Yeah, you have learned about how to configure a GitHub webhook. So GitHub webhook, similarly, you can link up with the SVN, you can link up with the any other source code repository also that works with the Jenkins. Okay, so that is a real-time scenario which most of the interviewers ask you how you can integrate what is a SEM poll and what is the different options present in the build trigger. So when I last week I have attended one interview there, the guy is asking about how do you integrate CI process in Jenkins. So CI process, whatever we just executed yesterday and today, that is what the CI process, continuous integration process. So integration process will work with the code which you are going to pull and compile and then do the rest of the things. So this project, if you are going to see in Melvin's system, there is one more project called My App. Okay, so this example is just general how we are going to connect, but so Melvin, you have My App, right? Somewhere in your public repositories. Can you check?
Yes. This one, right?
That is just now we have seen, yeah, the My App. Yeah, click that one. Okay, so in this project, the whole project story, how it is going to go, just scroll a little bit down. Yeah, so in this there is a POM file, right? You have POM file? No.
The README.
No POM file. Okay, fine. So that is not on your system, I think. Okay. So we have another 5 minutes. Quickly, I'll share what you need to do as experiment or homework for the Jenkins last topic. Okay, so here what we want to do, we want to connect this Jenkins execution whenever it is happening. The pipeline should be triggered with the base of Maven. Okay, so please install Maven on your system. So let me just go back to the two things. First thing is DevOps Hunter. Vishwasri is updating all the Git commands. So just go through the commands what she added here. So one exercise is that one, all are correct or not, you verify it. Okay, so that need to be done by you, Melvin. All commands you need to check, execute, copy, paste, and see is it working or not. Okay.
Okay.
I think some of these are not correct. So I need to verify. So Melvin gives some reports so that I can see what is wrong here. Okay. Right. The next thing what I want to see in the Git, so we go for the Maven. Maven you need to install on your machine where Jenkins is running. Okay. So how to install Maven? The commands are given in this post. Just go through that, create, just pull that one Maven latest version and try to run that one. So it is just a tar file, extract it and then create a soft link or simple ln -s that will create the Maven command. Okay, then you can push that the line you want to run. So Maven version 3 is a version M3 home. So that is a home, just like Java home you are going to define, Maven home you are going to define and push that one into profile so that any user who is going to work that they can start the Maven and run. So in the Jenkins machine, you have to update these things so that Jenkins program will pick up and run Maven. So in the other day we tested on the Ishwasri system, right? So when she was running which was not having the Git installed. Then she got the error at the time of the configuration of the integration part, Git integration. So go through these steps and try to check all this version, MVN version is working, or then you can proceed on the next step, which I'm telling that is the most important thing. Okay, so I'm going to share one video. Okay, so it is not here. Yeah, so this is a video which I'm going to share you on the chat. Okay, so this experiment, what in this video, what he's explained, that video is having one GitHub repository. Okay, but this guy modified that the application. Okay, so let me just first share this URL. So your homework for this weekend is this one. You should able to, okay. So the Git Jenkins integration, you know already. What he is doing here, he is going to use one my app. Okay. So when he's trying to use this my app, it is he modified. He created this project around 2018. Okay, so when he created that time, this my app was there and he edited that time. But what happened, whatever he explained in the video, that code was modified. So if I choose this one, it is having a lot of things which was not there what he is explaining. Okay, so form.xml is there and Jenkins file is there. So these two things are required in the my app actually. So you can create your own folder and try to do that, one option. Another one is go, Git is going to maintain the history, right? So he updated these files 7 months, 2 years, 9 months. Each one is having different variations. So if you look at the Jenkins file, this is updated 3 months back. So what was he created? That is on April 2018. That time file is not here. But you know, Jenkins maintains the history. So how to get the history? You click that file and you can see this is one of the real-time scenario where you're going to face the challenge. So here is the history option. Okay, so this history will tell you who modified, when they modified, and every commit is going to have a hashtag. One version number. So Git is going to maintain, it is going to create the number. You are not creating the number. Okay. So in this one, try to search. This is the 2018 file, the last file what is updated. Get this version into your GitHub. Okay, this is the number. You can see this is the number. Using this, you have to get into your GitHub. Okay, copy that one and then work on that. That is one option. Another one is my GitHub. Let me just go. I did already this exercise in the last time when we worked with Melvin. So let me just, where is that repositories? It's like going back or rolling back or getting the previous version of the application. That is the most critical part using the Git. So try to work out and understand how we can get it back the previous version. That's the most important thing. Where it is? My app is here. Okay. So I got the old version of that what he is explaining in the video. Okay, I'm going to share this one, but what I got in my GitHub, same way you try to get it. That is what my expectation from you guys. Experiment. Try to get the previous version. Okay, the older version, what I told, 8th April of 2018. That day code you need to get into your GitHub and try to work out. So if you are not able to get the previous version, then use my URL. Pull this one. Okay. So this pulling, you can, what is it? There is a different options, right? Whenever you try to get the URL, then you can create your own branch, or you can do pull request. You can do fork. Okay. So all these are all different options. So keep working on that. I hope you understood. If you're not, then go through the video 2-3 times and try to work on that. So what it is doing overall, it is going to do one pipeline execution. It is going to integrate with the GitHub, and it is going to execute the project with the Maven. So it's going to create a Java project execution. So generally, whenever you develop, a developer is going to develop a program, what they're going to do, they're going to work on one Eclipse or one any IDE. From there, they are going to modify, and the code will be compiled by right-click and Maven. These options are build tools. So in this one is explaining the option. We can choose the build option. Whenever you want to build, you have to use the build tool. Okay, the build tool again, it is a plugin. So if you're going to use Maven, and these are all default plugins, you don't need to install. It is already available. Okay, right. So that is all about today. So Jenkins integration, GitHub work with the Maven build and executed this example. So try this experiment. You have any question, just do let me know.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So
Fine,
while winding up, so Monday onwards we are going to work on the Monday onwards we are working on Docker. So Docker Kubernetes will be the next topic we are going to take up. So be prepared, be ready with VMs. So whatever VMs right now we have created, you complete this example task, then delete the VMs from your Azure account. Yeah, you have questions, something, Melvin? You are asking something?
No.
No. Okay. Vishwasri, are you clear? You have any questions?
No, I don't have any.
So yesterday you are stuck at that URL change. So git payload URL you are not given correctly. So can you try that correct? You need to give GitHub -webhook. That should be given in the GitHub. So when you are configuring the webhook, that you should be correct, and then check that one. Okay. So thank you guys. If you have any questions, keep posting in our WhatsApp group, and we can work on that examples. So I am hoping some blog post should be updated on the Jenkins. So Vishwasri, I'm waiting for your updates. Two posts. One is master slave configuration. Another one is this integration with the GitHub Jenkins GitHub integration. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Bye.